one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gentlemen, any additions or deletions to the agenda?
No, sir.
None.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the last public business meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Item number 1, we have some familiar faces here, Coach Todd Apple, and we have the Principal Joe Carter and Athletic Director Amber Waltz. Welcome. Mr. Carter?
Good evening. Thanks again for honoring the Fort Hill High School football team. Like you say, I've been there 5 years, and this is the 4th year I've been here. So, and I don't have a thing to do with it. I just get to ride on the coattails of these guys and just know how great of a program it is. And one of my old coaches, the late Bob Kirk, told me that there's a heck of a difference between a great program and a great season. This is a great program. Like I said, I've been there 5 years, and we've lost 2 games in 5 years. So I think that pretty much explains it. They were state champions the year before that. So, you know, it's no one works any harder than Coach Apple, his players, and his staff. So, again, thank you for honoring us, and you've got some great kids sitting in front of you, I can tell you that.
Absolutely.
Congratulations,
Sir?
guys.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
It's always an honor to see you guys, and I don't know, I wouldn't want to get tackled by any of them.
No, and I had listened to every minute of the game. The one thing I must apologize to Todd for, I wish that guy was announcing would call you Todd Apple, not Todd Pell. I
Appel.
thought, my God, you've been down here so many times. The wife made me settle down, or she was going to turn the radio off, because they was. I thought they was really. They was trying to derate you guys a little bit against the team you was playing. I thought, this is not the same game I'm listening to.
What did they call
Yeah.
him?
Todd?
Yeah.
Appel?
Oh, the bell. I thought you
And
said
they
helmet.
kept going
I was gonna
on
say-
about
It
it.
was a French name, I think.
And I thought, gee, as much as he's there in the stadium more than anybody. So, you know, they ought to have his name correct. So, sir, we
Absolutely.
bring these guys up.
Coach, please, gentlemen, come on up.
Right to the center, sir. Congratulations.
First one, that's Dave Captain.
Oh, same here, my pleasure.
This is an official citation this evening. It reads, "The Board of County Commissioners publicly recognizes and congratulates Fort Hill High School 2018 football team on its undefeated season in the Maryland Public Secondary Schools Athletic Association 2018 Football Class 1A State Championship and further recognition of Fort Hill's 5th state football championship in 6 years. That's presented the 20th day of December 2018. All 3 county commissioners, Creed Brody, Dave Caparelli, and Jake Shade. Congratulations, gentlemen.
I'm going to wait, please. Commissioner Caparelli, Commissioner Brody, would you please come over to this side and show Commissioner Shea? Thank you for one more. Thank you.
She's here.
Yeah, you need the picture of this, like these guys.
Thank you.
When, Mr. Wetmont, you want to get a picture of her? Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic, guys, fantastic.
How much more today?
I wish I could make football last a couple more months.
I'm more his age.
It's great to meet you. Same here, thank you. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely.
That was my 11th.
Yep, absolutely. And how many state champions?
I don't know.
It is impressive. It is very impressive, year in, year out. Thank you all for coming.
Have a nice
Before
Christmas.
make us look good down the state.
See you, buddy. Merry Christmas. Told Susie I said the same.
Thank you.
They
Take
certainly
care.
do. Thank you.
Good luck, buddy.
Just wish the newspaper would have been here to get a picture of that and do another, Brian, so,
Brian will take a picture.
or if you'll do a little something on the radio for them, because they sure made us proud this year, so.
All right. Item number 2 is our tourism reinvestment grant application launch. Mr. Jeff Barclay.
Thank you, Commissioners. As you can see, I'm pinch hitting this evening for our tourism folks. Is that okay?
So you're the farm team then?
Or more like
The
a
farm team.
a backup
Good
quarterback, if you will.
Not really a presentation per se, but more of an information blast, since this is our last public meeting of the year, and something that we think this is a pretty important program, that it's a new Allegheny County Tourism Reinvestment Grant opportunity that's coming in. Of course, the purpose of this grant is to enhance the tourism experience, increase overnight stays in the county, generate visitor spending in the county, enhance and grow tourism products and destination awareness. And really the specifics on the grant amounts and program deadlines and such will be forthcoming. We don't have everything finalized at this time, but this is, again, it's kind of a save the date situation as well. We expect the program guidelines and the application will be released sometime in April of 2019, and that grants would be awarded in June of 2019, then allowing the organizations to access their grants after July 1, 2019. And I should emphasize that these grants would be available to 501c3s and 501c6s. And I guess the other part of that, it's also, we want, with this program, we want to create some further transparency about the monies of what gets funded with the hotel motel tax money, promote healthy competition, foster co-partnership throughout the county, and educate the community on the importance of hotel motel tax being reinvested into programming and opportunities that generate tourism growth.
Great. And this is something I think we all talked about during the campaign, and Commissioner Caparelli certainly had some ideas about how Cumberland did it in improving our process, because I don't know about you, Commissioner, but it seemed like the people in the budget got funded year in, year out.
Yeah.
There wasn't much of a process, and if you weren't in there, then you didn't have much of a chance. So I think this is important to open it up, because there's a lot of deserving groups out there, and have a competitive process. Again, these are geared towards getting people to Allegany County. That's what the money's to be used for, because it is hotel motel tax. So that's something we're going to be rolling out this spring. And do you know when the application will be available, Jeff?
I think they're forecasting that it will be available in April.
Okay, great.
Guidelines and the application would be released in April.
Great.
Okay, I was just wondering how that was going to work with usually we do this right around budget time, so everything kind of rolls into one, so.
And Commissioners, that's kind of the point here, is that we're going to provide that transparency, as Jeff said, and have everything rolling out so that these grants will start around the July, or at the beginning of the fiscal year. So that's going to be something that is, Jason, and I got to give credit to really Jason, Bennett, and Ashley Workman for really providing some great guidance on how to do this, because that's it. I mean, it's just like Commissioner Shade said, the name of the game is to get people here, to get them to experience Allegany County, and that's exactly what this grant's supposed to do.
Hey, fantastic.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right. That doesn't require any further action tonight.
No, it's just a presentation.
Just a presentation. So item number 3 is our $10.9 million public improvement bond sale results. Mr. Bennett with some good news.
Good evening. Yes, certainly some good news. We finally wrapped up our public improvement bond that we've been talking about for probably 4 months now. Last Friday, we actually had the sale. We got 6 bidders, which was really good. We had as many as 7 lined up to potentially bid. 6 bid. We got an interest rate of 3.19%, which is actually about 0.15% better than we estimated it to be. So really good results. 3.19% in today's market with rising interest rates is a pretty good result, and that's why we went to market versus do a private placement bond. We secured a better interest rate. So we're finalizing the sale as we speak. We'll actually get the funds deposited into our bank tomorrow. We got a good faith deposit last week, wrapping everything up now. Annual debt service on this is going to be about $791,000. We did get some extra good news with this. We actually got an $862,000 premium on the bond. So they actually paid more than the face value for bonds. So instead of getting 10.9, we actually get $11.8 million. Now we have to use,
Oh, no problem.
there's no caveat here.
No problem.
It has to go to debt service, I hate to say it.
Well, we can borrow something tomorrow and pay it off.
Yeah,
No issue there.
I knew you'd have an answer for that. So,
Commissioner, you would have liked the process because all you got to do is click and you get $10.9 million, put in your bank account.
it's very scary how easy the process is. It actually, the bids went off, and Commissioner, you were there when it happened. They went off in 30 seconds, and it was done.
Jason, how much better was this experience? And you took over in 2011.
Uh-huh.
We was a A- rated.
We were okay then, but we've bumped up 4 times since then.
So does it make it much more competitive for people to want to lend us money then?
Well, that definitely helps because it drives the interest rate down. It makes it more attractive because we're a better borrower. We're more likely to pay back. So, yeah, that drives the interest. Plus, we're not on the market that much.
Right.
People that are trying to diversify portfolios want Allegheny County because
There's
we're not
no-
there consistently. So,
I
yeah.
never thought Bill would end up with that bond when he bought it, so he did well.
To look and see if I see his name on the check.
But between getting the good interest rate and the extra to pay down debt service and getting our outlook upgraded by S&P, I mean, it's been a really good process for us.
Yeah, a lot more work this way, but it's worth the effort because you get a better interest rate than if you just go to a bank. We got the first year's debt service now covered. Yeah, our credit rating went up again, which always looks good. So, yeah, good process.
What does, and I'm not trying to drag this out or put you on the spot, but to take 1% off of a loan like that, what kind of money are we talking then?
So when you carve a full 1% off?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking.
So if we'd went to the private side and ended up with a loan for
You're
4.25%.
Couple $100,000 a year potentially, $150,000 to $200,000 a year. So it's real savings. And it's real savings for the
Absolutely.
next 20 years, not just a couple years.
Right.
So it's worth the effort.
Yeah.
So next year's debt service is already lined up now because of this. That will cover the 2020 debt service. So really good results.
Fantastic.
3.19 for 20 years.
Yep,
Hard to beat it.
not a bad deal.
Absolutely is.
Hard
Not a
to beat
bad
it.
deal at all.
Okay. Thank you, Jason, for that whole process, because I know you've been working on that for several months.
Glad to have that one done, or
Yes.
just about done.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thanks, Jason.
All right. Item number 4 is Code Home Rule Bill 6-18 is possible action on water and sewer project bond authorization for Braddock Run and Bedford Road. Mr. Bennett.
So here we are borrowing more money, this time on the utility side of things, not to be paid back by the general fund. Tonight's your opportunity to take action on Bond Bill 6-18. It's $2.6 million. It'll cover projects in Bedford Road, Phase 5 specifically, and Braddock Run Phase 6. Both of these will be MDE loans paid back by the users of the system. If you choose to accept this tonight, it'll become effective February 5th, and we'll get a closing scheduled on those loans shortly thereafter. Both projects are largely done, not complete, but on their way to being done. So we'll actually get reimbursed just about all of this money. And it is 50-50 loan, so it's, as soon as they give us the full amount, they forgive half, excuse me. So it's a good deal.
Wow, with that being said, I'll make a motion to accept item number 4.
Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. All right, item number 5 is Code Home Rule Bill 7-18. This is a zoning text amendment for farm alcohol producers. Ms. Patterson.
Good evening, Commissioners. Code Home Rule Bill 718 establishes regulations for farm alcohol producers. Farm breweries and wineries have become popular across the nation, and the use is unique in that it is agricultural, but it also has commercial aspects. The proposed regulations were developed with a goal to provide clear direction in navigating the local permitting process, which will foster the continued development of farm alcohol industry within the county. The proposed regulations are consistent with other Maryland counties who have thriving farm brewery and winery establishments. Farm alcohol producers are proposed to be a straight-up permitted use in all of the zoning districts except for the residential districts. In the R2 residential district, the use may be permitted as a special exception with Board of Zoning Appeals approval. Development of this use will be subject to development standards that are outlined in the bill. These standards are also generally consistent with other Maryland counties. The bill, along with the Planning Commission's November 14th recommendation, are posted on the county's website as of this afternoon. A public hearing is scheduled for January 10th at 5 o'clock.
Commissioners, I'd like to add, if I may, that since the Planning Commission's work, we've been in contact with Grow and Fortify. They are a operation that is a conjunction with the Maryland Wineries and the Maryland Breweries Associations. They've had a chance to look at this provision as well, and they have provided us with some technical support, but ultimately have agreed to that this is a great way of providing and fostering this new industry in our county.
Well, and I was involved when 1812 first came here, and I think it was the county's view and our view definitely that we wanted to support that. We wanted to support farm breweries. We really didn't have anything on the books of you
Right.
need to do X, Y, and Z. So this puts it in the code. You know, they've had input. The other people looking to do a farm brewery have had input. Maryland Association of, what are they called? Brewers.
The
Maryland Association Brewers, they've looked at this and they feel that everything's pretty standard. That, you know, if you're building a new building, it has to meet zoning codes. You know, you don't have to get a special exception if you're in most areas. You know, if you're in a residential area, you know, there's other stuff that comes up, but all pretty standard stuff, and it'll be nice to have this in writing.
So you think this will help streamline the process where we don't have that hiccup like we had with the 1812?
Right, it'll just make it simpler when they come to us and say, what do we need to do? It will be easier for us to help them know what they need to do.
Absolutely, that's what I
'Cause
like,
it will be
government
clearer.
helping instead of,
Well, and that's, and a lot of the issues that they were having were through the fire marshal and not through us. So the new places will still obviously have to deal with the fire marshal and the health department when it comes to wastewater and that kind of stuff. But we'll be happy to sign off on them.
So tonight, you're just introducing the bill to be a hearing at the next meeting, and then
That's
take
correct.
action sometime after that.
So that'll be
Correct.
January 10th, there'll be a hearing on
we
this.
still need a motion to
Motion to
introduce.
introduce,
tonight,
yes.
right?
Is there a motion to introduce?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you for your work on this, Angie. All right. Item number 6 is a second amendment to the commercial lease with option to purchase for Manicorp LLC. Mr. Jeff Barclay.
Yes, good evening again, Commissioners. What we have here before us is we're asking the County Commissioners to approve the Second Amendment to a commercial lease with Manicorp LLC to extend the lease an additional 12 months, which would end December 31st, 2019. And this amendment would also add other provisions regarding property insurance and real property taxes for the premises.
Great. They've been a great tenant. Happy to have them back there.
They've been great. And I will say that they have over 70 employees now at the location.
Wow.
So it's kind of, we're now having discussions about appropriate places to park, so it's a good problem to have.
Yeah. That's
great.
And with room to expand if need be. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
I'd love to hear it.
All right, moving to our consent agenda. Mr. Butler.
Good evening again, Commissioners. Item number 7 is an agreement with First United Bank to initially be used for the investment of the bond sale funds that Mr. Bennett was talking about earlier. Item number 8 is a request for tax abatement. Item number 9 is a surplus of property, real property. Item number 10 are 2019 salvage yard license issuances. Item number 11 is a solid waste management board appointment. Item number 12 is a new dike tank for the County Roads Division bid award. And item number 13 is a replacement of a bridge on Orleans Road over 15 Mile Creek, bid award to Carl Belt Company.
Gentlemen, any discussion?
No, sir.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you. Mr. Rudd.
I have nothing other than wish everybody Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, since we won't be back as a group till after the holidays.
Great, thank you. Mr. Butler.
I second that, and I also want to add, Commissioners, as of today, Carter Imes, who used to be was a Commissioner's Fellow, is no longer with Allegany County government. Mr. Imes has now moved on as legislative aide to Delegate Wendell Beitzel. So we are very, very proud of him and his accomplishments, and looking forward to moving forward in his new role.
Very good. Commissioner Caparelli.
Just Merry Christmas, everybody. We'll see you next year.
Commissioner Brody.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas. I wish everybody a healthy, happy New Year as it comes in. And one thing that I'd like to see myself focus on a little bit here at the county going into the new year is one thing Peter Francho pushes for is to buy local, spend local, and I'd like to see Allegany County become a focal point of the next year of how we can make sure we are following suit, sir. So
Absolutely.
just a little project I will look into after the new year.
Great. Please have a happy and safe holiday season. We'll be back Thursday, January 10th. The week before that, January 2nd through 4th, we actually have our Winter Mako Conference, and I think all 3 commissioners will be going to that. So that'll be good to talk to some of the newly elected people from across the state and see some of the challenges that they're having and how their budgets are looking. And it is a good time because we get to talk to some of the local commissioners, from Garrett and Washington County, and not people we don't get to see all the time. So with that, we don't have anyone signed up to speak. So our next public business meeting will be Thursday, January 10th, 2019 at 5 p.m. Thank you.